Okay. I've had a block in my sacral that it needed unblocking, you know. My beads. You know how I always say to change your beads when you're moving into a new season? Somehow this one passed me. I think I was kind of rushing or kind of getting overwhelmed. And so, literally, it's weird. My beads will last for years, but the ones that I was wearing for only a month, it started to thin out. And I was like, oh, I think it's time for a change. I have such a specific prayer, yeah? Because I think the ability to love has been fronted with other things that maybe feel like more of a priority because of the ecosystem that we live in. For example, how you gonna love a brokey? Because what has money got to do with like the actual engagement of what it means to love somebody? And it is that thing of like relationships becoming very transactional, and that doesn't always require emotions, and so a lot of people are blocked off from their sacral chakra. And you can have people around you who are there because of what you're offering, and that's friends, family, relationship, colleague, and not because they appreciate you for who you are. And I feel like at work, that's what set the... So, I'm not really experienced in this, but it's really helping me to speak up right now. So when we're in certain jobs and work positions where it's almost like a place filler. Things that you're going through, you're told to leave it at home. And there isn't actually like a care or concern for you as a human. And it's that thing where you are identified by your national security number, your employee number, your... I don't know which number... I don't know, but it quantifies you over qualifying you. And it's about how much you can do instead of the value of who you actually are. I think running my own business in order to I'm not carrying the sound. I think I'm gonna sit on the floor. But in order to upkeep productivity, you can ignore yourself, and it is something that we're taught to do at home, at work, in relationships, whatever. But it's like, even if you're in a situation where you have to do what you have to do, you can still love. Ah, cool. I know how to link up the general thing that I'm talking about and the internal thing, you know what I mean? So guys, something I just realized is that to love unconditionally, whether it be ourselves, another, a thing, doesn't mean it's gonna come without pain, trials, mistakes, failure, punishment, all of those things. in those moments when we go through what we call the bad, the negative, the dark, the essence of balance and duality is that there is light within there, and it's up to you to choose to see it. But also don't ignore the dark. And that's what we've gotten so used to doing as a society. I seen a Tony Robbins advert, and I'm not a big advocate of Tony Robbins, but he does a lot of personal development stuff. But he has an ad where he's like, he hates to hear that people are struggling. And I'm like, but that's the nature and essence of life. In nature, things struggle. If for one reason or another there's a drought, naturally caused, there's just no rain, the sky does not pour, it does not cry, the plants are going to struggle to grow because they need water. In those moments, as the world has shifted over time, they probably had to adapt. This is probably how we had the different environments start to grow. Now we've got plants that learn to rely more on sunlight than water, and they're the plants that need less water, and you can find in hotter places. We have plants that can grow in water without the sun. They're deep underground in the dark. Like, everybody has different conditionings, and so trying to be a normal or trying to set the standard of what makes you worthy of love. If I notice that I am perceiving lack, I have a need that I can't meet currently right now, I'll be able to meet it one day. It might not even be clear to me how or when I'm going to meet it. What can I do for myself in this present moment? How do I identify? Sometimes it's how do we identify our needs in the first place, but even once you've identified them, it doesn't make it a clear and straightforward path. It's not easy, it's simple. It can make you feel like you're silly, you're behind, you're not doing it right, you're not doing enough, you just ain't got it. And it's not true, like, at all. And that's okay, because we're each on a learning path and journey. It's not school. If we actually deep it, let's go to secondary school. We all go to school from the age of 7, well, not all, but majority of us go to school from the age of 11 to 16, right? And we have 5 years to measure to learn, to grow in academics, to kind of measure our value and stuff, right? But how do you know what any of us have been through for the 11 years before that? That creates who you are, not whatever curriculum you've kind of gone through to learn. That's going to influence your perspective, but your perspective has already been born from 0 to 7, your development years, and then 7 to 11, where it's like, those are the first years when you think you know yourself. Think of all the 7 to 11 year olds that you know, and if they're big, bad and brave, and most of them they are, but you're also like, you a kid, you gotta learn. And we hold grace for them because we almost find it funny, but we also find it a little bit heartbreaking, because it's like, we know that life can get tough, or that things might happen that might knock that energy you have, but we allow them to exist in that because it's like you need that for your growth, and we forget that for ourselves as adults. Like, where am I in my development and growth, and not based on where I think I'm supposed to be, or what people said my life was supposed to look like, or what I thought I wanted my life to look like. Where am I actually now? And looking at what I do have, what can I do about that? Because that's where change starts. Change doesn't start with what you want to get and then bringing it here. It starts with what you have and how you get to where you want to get. When you're on that journey, because yes, there's no destination, it is just a journey. I feel like everyone who's got to the point where they feel like they've reached a destination, so they've reached a particular level of success and stuff, which is amazing, congratulations, but it does not make you better than the person next to you. differentiate between human concepts and nature's concepts. Clout is a human concept, sorry. Clout is a human concept where you give people accolades based on what they achieve and what they produce and but in nature, it's like, I don't know, I would say gratitude over clout. We appreciate what is. We're going to take a break to show you how I'm developing with the soundboard, because I'm actually starting to hold this one. Okay, I thought I could hold it for a minute, but I didn't hold them 30 seconds, so not bad. So yeah, this will be the last one, and then I'm gonna go into my meditation. But what I was trying to find was the nature concept as opposed to clout. And I think it is gratitude. I think when people achieve stuff and success, we can appreciate them for that and say thank you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we don't need to then lift them up so high that we belittle ourselves. It is supposed to be a reflection of, if that person can do it, then I can do it too. It doesn't matter what mistakes you've made on your journey, what experiences you've had, all of those things will tailor your path for you. So just because your life doesn't look like someone else's who's doing something you want to do, it doesn't mean you can't do it. And if you did do it, like, oh, I know what I'm trying to say. I'm moving. One second. Let me. You've told yourself, well, this person that's doing this thing had this and access to this and these experiences, and then like they just took this leap of faith and blah blah blah. And yeah, that's how the journey kind of went. For them to produce what they produce and do it how they do it. If you were to have that exact same journey to do what they're doing, then we'd have two replicas, and what's the point? So when you come in to do the same thing, which is why oversaturation is not a thing, we're all unique. When you come in to do the same thing, you have to use your unique spin and perspective, because that's how you make it your journey, your creation, it then becomes about you and what you're bringing into the world. And it will be inspired by people, things that we've had to go through. This soundboard is my best friend. You know, I've just been here talking and playing for like